Good morning. Happy World Card Making Day. I'm Sue Kremer. I go by North Star Stamper because I live in the North Star state of Minnesota. Let me find myself on my tablet so I can interact with you. That's half the fun of doing live videos, is being able to chat with you. All right. So if you saw my very brief weekly video on Monday evening, I was not here in Minnesota. I was in Indiana. We were on our way back from a destination wedding in Tennessee. My nephew and his lovely bride got married last Saturday in the Smoky Mountains. And so we were in Indiana on Monday with my daughter on our way back. It was a nice place to stop and spend more time with Veronica. So on Monday, I shared with you the September paper pumpkin. Hello, thank you for joining me. Happy World Card Making Day, Melissa. And if you're watching this on YouTube, I apologize. Like I said, I do like to interact, and my goal is to be live on YouTube soon. I just got a computer, a hand-me-down from my son for my birthday. So hopefully soon I'll be live on YouTube as well. So the September paper pumpkin was this one. It had treats for mostly Halloween because they had cats and witches' hats and pumpkins. And they came like this. So there's the Cajun Craze side, and the paper, I need to slow down, pumpkin pie side. And this one just looked very festive to me. So this is how, I'll show you real quick how we made them. So you punch these out. And then you crease these, and I would be slower and use my bone folder and make nice creases. The kit comes with adhesive, so all you need are scissors to cut the twine. So you would put adhesive here, close it up, and they give you twine to close it up. So that's how you would make either the Cajun Craze or the pumpkin pie side. So when I was making these, I made 10 of them with my sister-in-law, and we left them for Veronica. So I don't have them to show you. I was thinking about other ways I could use the kit because there are a lot of pieces in here. So my thinking was that what I did, and I'll show you my cards, I cut it here and here. I threw this part away, and then I made a card with these two, and then I used this piece just like I would a piece of pattern paper. And the cards I came up with, I'm very excited about these because I have lots more pieces to play with. So that was the end of the cracker. And my first thought was to make this a bright card, and then when I realized how nice the bumblebee and old olive went with the pumpkin pie, I just kind of made it a fall card. This sentiment is from Beautiful Friendship, and it's right there. And then my other card with that centerpiece, like I said, it was just a piece of pattern paper. I did emboss this with the wood planks, and all these other pieces came in the paper pumpkin kit. So those are my cards, my alternate ideas for the paper pumpkin, making cards instead of treat holders. All right, let's get started with our cards today. So I am going to use the Arrange a Wreath stamp set and coordinating dies for this morning. I don't know if I need that. So I have lots of cards to show you, and we're going to make a card together using that. So my first card was a fall happy birthday. So I have one for each season to show you. Oh, this is on page 127 of the annual catalog. I find that once we get a mini catalog, the annual catalog gets forgotten about. And there's so many wonderful things in the annual catalog. So here's my fall birthday card. And the happy is a die that is in the well-written framelits dies, and I find that I don't use them much. So what I've started doing is I'll put some adhesive on the back of my foil sheet, and then when I die cut one, I die cut a whole bunch. So I have thanks and happy in silver and gold here, ready to just put on a card. So maybe we'll use these today, maybe we won't, but they're there ready to go. I need to find a better place to put them so I use them more often. I do put them in with my dies and have them put to the side, but I think I need a go-to place on my table for things like this. So that's where the happy came from. The dies for the leaf are part of the die set. The wreath was a punch. Birthday came from the Well Said stamp set. I couldn't get the happy birthday to line up properly, so that's where the ideas came from. All right, so that's my fall. I'm trying to be organized. I have a box behind me. And then I heard another demonstrator talk about using these pieces from the wreath dies in the set. Right now, we don't have a leaf punch. So her suggestion, and I did that here, and you'll see these in samples in a minute. So I used all of our greens, maybe not all of them, a lot of them. And then when I want a leaf on a project, which I'll probably use one of these this afternoon at 4 o'clock, I just have leaves. Oh, my card at 1 o'clock uses Mossy Meadow with this leaf punch. Oh, here's my scrap. So that is another great idea to get the most use out of your dies. I have not used all the dies. I think that's going to be my goal, is to use all the dies in this. So there's fall. Winter. I wondered why there were pears in the stamp set and on the, here, I'll leave this here so you can see. Let me know if the video's right too. So I looked up partridges and they're gray with a bit of brown. So I inked my stamp in basic gray and I sponged a little bit of, can you see that? I sponged a little of soft suede ink on there, and then I stamped it, and that is stamped onto smoky slate cardstock. And my pears, I think I sponged them too. It's just a quick and simple. The die cutting is what took the most time, obviously. Let's see, Ranger Wreath. This is pear cardstock. I made notes. Okay. A little bit of gold would be nice. Maybe some rhinestones or something would add a lot to that. So there's our winter. Our spring card. There's that die cut and the flowers. My first thought, and I have it on the inside, for those flowers, there is a die, a stamp and a die. So I wondered what that stamp was. There's a die that coordinates it, and you get this. Can you see that? And so I was going to put that in the middle of my flowers, and it was just, I didn't like it. Maybe because they're pastel. In the catalog, on the samples for this bundle, they have this flower, and I think they used bumblebee cardstock for the flower, and it looks really nice for their Thanksgiving card, I think it was. But I didn't like that. So what I did instead, can you see the dark behind my flowers in the center? I used the varied vases, and there's a tulip that I punched out of soft suede. Boy, words aren't coming to me. And I don't know if you can see the Winkostella on my wreath, and those are 2 dies in there. That's Petal Pink and So Saffron, Pear Pizzazz, and Very Vanilla. We're going to make the summer card together today, but I too have others. There are so many stamps and dies in this set that I made 2 other cards not using the wreath at all. I thought this one was really fun. I saw somebody else do this with the love. And the letters do come out. Had I put adhesive on the back before I die cut the heart, I would have had the letters LOVE to use on a project. I did not want to try to get adhesive on those tiny, tiny letters. So, and this is embossed with a heartwarming, I believe is the name of it, the suite in the mini catalog, if you can see. And rather than black, I used gray, and I even used smoky slate instead of basic gray. That is basic gray ink, but the cardstock here, just to set it off. I wasn't sure what color to use. Crumb cake would have worked too, but I like that. And my last one is an Easter card. This is the crackle background. Again, I use gray instead of black. And it was fun to use the bright colors and Easter. There is a sample in the catalog for, I believe, Easter, Thanksgiving. Oh, my video is on delay, so I have to make sure you don't have any questions for me. Good. Yes, they have Easter, more of a Thanksgiving card, and a Valentine's Day card in the catalog if you want more ideas. I did want to share with you how I made this little crate. They use it as a sign, and then these words fit on there, which I did not realize. So for this crate, can you see it's got a little bit, it's not just flat, and I will demonstrate that for you. How are we doing on time? I'm trying to talk fast. Okay, I think we're doing good. I am not used to this morning. Okay, it's a photopolymer, I believe, stamp set. What am I doing? I need to slow down. It is, so I'm going to use my Stampin' Pierce mat. And there's our block. I'm going to show you what it looks like. We'll just do crumb cake. I want you to be able to see what I'm doing. So I'm just going to ink it up in crumb cake and stamp it. And that's nice. That works. But I think Stampin' Up! Calls this the kissing method. So this is a new stamp set I got during our stamp set sale, Textured Essentials. This looks like wood to me. What does that look like to you? I don't know what it's supposed to be. It looked like the bark on a tree. So that's why I chose that stamp set. And I have it on my big block, one of the bigger ones, ready to go. So I'm inking up this crate in crumb cake. I'm going to set it down. And then I'm going to ink up my other one. We'll use early espresso just so it's more drastic. So it's early espresso. Make sure we've got some good ink there, and I'm going to close that right away. I don't want brown fingers on everything. So I'm going to leave that one there. Can you see all right? And then I'm going to stamp this onto my stamp. And so the dark ink from this stamp is now on this stamp. And because it's been sitting for a while, I'm going to huff on it. Hopefully you heard that. And then when I stamp it down, you can see the difference. So this is just crumb cake. This is crumb cake with early espresso stamped onto it before I stamped on my cardstock. Then I just fussy cut that out. They didn't give us a die for that. And that is how I created the crate there. And I have a note. I think that was early espresso, no, soft suede stamped off, so it was a lighter, and then soft suede on top of it. I have other samples here if you want to see. So the first one is soft suede -1 with gray, soft suede -1 with soft suede, and crumb cake with soft suede. So you can get different looks. You can play around with the inks you have, stamping off to get lighter versions of the inks you have. One last thing about this, and then we'll get to our summer card. Quite often we hear that you can't use markers on photopolymer stamps, which these are, but I tried it anyway. So there's a striped egg as part of the stamp set. So I used my markers on this and stamped it. It looks okay, and with a whole bunch of other eggs, it'd be fine. So that is a marker on a photopolymer stamp set. Oh, I had extra eggs when I stamped. And in case you're wondering, these colors are Granny Apple, Green, Coastal Cabana, Melon Mambo, Mango Melody, and Gorgeous Grape. And then Coastal Cabana for my card base. All right, let's make a card. I've done enough talking. Let's stamp. We'll bring those cards back in when I'm done. So for our spring card, I thought we would stamp the wreath, and I don't stamp on designer series paper very often, and I should do it more. So we are going to use this designer series paper. It's part of the In Good Taste, and it is on sale right now at 15% off, and it's a very large packet that will last you a long time unless you make lots and lots and lots of cards. So we're gonna go 4 inches by 5 1/4 so that I have a nice edge around. Okay, so I'm trying to not use the dies on this card because I know not all of you have die cut machines. Sorry for my reach here in front of you. So we're going to use a punch, and this is the small flower, small blossom. I should have looked these things up. Sorry I didn't. It is in the annual catalog. It was part of Celebration last January, February, March. And the colors I have, which I stamped out there, I don't know if I'm going to use the Highland Heather. I have Magenta Madness, that's Bermuda Bay, Gorgeous Grape, and I have Granny Apple Green for my wreath, and then Coastal Cabana, because I think I might use Coastal Cabana as my card base. I haven't decided yet. So let's stamp our wreath on here. I don't, like I said, I don't stamp on designer series paper, and I should. It's a very fun thing. And I'm so organized, I already have it here on a block. And this punch coordinates with Basket of Blooms, again, in the annual catalog. And I have two choices there, but I've chosen the one with the lines, and I already have that on my block, ready to go. So let's just stamp this first. When it's large, stamps are large, I like to set the stamp down and then ink it this way. I get better coverage. And since we're going to be putting flowers on top of this wreath, if I don't get a nice stamped image, that's okay. That's where the flowers will go. If I did want a really nice, make sure every leaf was perfectly stamped, I would use my Stamparatus, and that way I can stamp multiple times in the exact same place. Notice I'm pushing where the stamp is, not just on the block. That is good enough for me. It's not perfect. I need a new table. Somebody told me that, and I agree, Anne. I need a new table to stamp on. So excuse my reach there. All right. I'm going to put things away as I'm done with them. I have a box here. I'm trying to be organized today. I have so many cards to share with you for World Card Making Day. So there's our wreath. You know what? I think I'm just going to stamp Happy Birthday or Best Wishes or something on there. I do like this Happy Birthday that's part of the Rustic Retreat. So we're going to use that. As long as I don't drop it on the floor and lose it amongst my boxes. And let's do purple. I'm in a purple mood. This is Gorgeous Grape. Nope, that's Highland Heather. I want Gorgeous Grape. Nice, bold purple. And I'm stamping before I adhere anything. That's good. Because if I didn't like that, I could get another piece. I could even do it on the back. Isn't that interesting? Pattern paper. All right. Clean up as I go. How's that? Might take me longer. I always like to check the time. We're doing all right. Any questions? Okay, good. Thank you for watching me and joining me today. So let's get some flowers stamped and punched. So I have white cardstock and I have all our colors that we're working with today. Isn't that a beautiful color scheme? I thought it was really pretty. So let's do a whole bunch real quick while we talk. Are you able to make cards today? If you leave me a comment on this video, I'll send you a card. So I'm going to stamp twice and get a lighter shade. That's Gorgeous Grape. You able to make cards today? And I looked into the history of World Card Making Day. My son Andrew and I were talking about it. And the earliest I could find, somebody said that the Paper Crafts magazine in 2006 just had a World Card Making Day. And it started from there. And we joined the bandwagon because cards is most of what I do. I do some treats, but then I don't know who to give the treats to. This is Coastal Cabana. That last one was Bermuda Bay. I don't know if I told you that. And I think they're very similar, but slightly different. This one's more green and that one's a little more blue. A little too pale if I stamp off. I just want a whole bunch so we can play around. This is Magenta Madness. It is a very, very bright pink. You can see that. Very bright. But I learned something from a demonstrator. So this is World Card Making Day, and we have demonstrators in Australia. So I found a demonstrator that was doing a live video at 2 o'clock her time, which was 11 o'clock last night, my time. And so she shared something with me that I had not thought of before. So I will be doing that at 4 o'clock. Join me at 4, or for my replay, let's do some green flowers. And you'll see what I learned. All right, green flowers. I suppose, I don't know. And then I also have some ribbon. Sorry, I don't think this is current anymore. It's reversible. And this is Coastal Cabana and Granny Apple Green. I think this is the old one. I think the current one has Old Olive and Pretty Peacock, if I remember correctly. All right, so I think we're done stamping. I need a drink. I'm talking too much. Alma, there's always tomorrow. She says she isn't home to make cards today, but hopefully you'll have tomorrow or the next day, or like you said, next week. So I like to stamp first and then line up my punch, and then I turn it over to punch it into my hand. Otherwise it'll go flying and I won't be able to find it. How is my camera angle, by the way? Those of you watching live, do I need to raise it up a little? I can do that for my next video. What color card base do we think we need? Maybe I can't talk and line up punches at the same time. Just get a few. I won't do all these. We'll just get a few of each color. And then what I like to do, I will eventually punch all these, and then they will just go into my stamp set case. And I could have a super quick card if I need one. Or it'll just remind me of a fun way to use these products when I see these. These are all white. I thought about stamping on the colored paper, but I think that will do. Throwing scissors around, that's not good. And then to get to these other ones, I just cut through there. And then I can keep punching. I won't, like I said, I wanted one more pink. Let's do one more pale blue. I suppose blue flowers aren't very common either, but that's right. See, I just get carried away and I can just keep going. Let's get that out of the way. We're going to use glue dots to put these onto our wreath. And I believe that in nature, things are in odd numbers, so we'll start with 3. I'm sure that won't be enough. We'll probably end up doing 5. My glue dot, place my flower on, push it. Glue dot's on the back of the flower. That's pretty flat. We're going to do some mini dimensionals, if I can find them. I thought we could add rhinestones would make it really nice too. I think I have a mess here, don't I? Sorry for the mess. And we'll overlap them a little. Let's get a blue one. How about a cluster of 2 and a cluster of 3? I don't normally do that, but we'll try it. I hear something outside. I think the birds like our house. Can you hear that? I thought one of the kids came down. Thomas is actually home today. He was spending some time with Andrew and some friends last night, and rather than being back by curfew, which is 9 o'clock right now at the University of Minnesota, he decided to come home. So fun treat. Okay, like I said, these are going to go right in my case. I think that's good. Oh, I have ribbon. I always put ribbon on last, and then it's kind of an afterthought, because it really is an afterthought. And then I don't know where to put it. And we also have to decide on card base. We can do Coastal Cabana. I do have some pink. I think we'll do the Coastal Cabana and see if we can. Oh, I know what I'm going to make a bow out of the ribbon. Let's clean up. Said I was going to keep my space clean. I'm not following my own advice. Everything's, excuse my reach, everything's going to go in my box. Except the cards. I do want to show you the cards one more time. Okay, let's fold our, this is half of an 8.5 by 11 folded in half. So it's basically a quarter. You can go either direction. Let's Use my bone folder to crease that. I got a Stampin' Up! Order this week, and I got some more seal adhesive. And I still haven't figured out how to use, well, they say to keep going, they say to go like this with your hand to break the adhesive, and that isn't working very well for me. I need to practice some more. I need to make more cards. So I got adhesive on the front. Okay. We're just going to center that. Another layer of cardstock under my designer series paper would have been nice, but hindsight is always 20/20, right? And we're going to make a bow. Let's see if I can do this. So I make 2 loops. Make them flat. Oh, wait. Okay. And then just tie it around like that. It's really sloppy. Hopefully it'll come out all right. Not bad. That one is just turned. This double-sided ribbon is beautiful. That's kind of big. Then I just play with the tails till they get it the right size. And I'm wasting a little, but not too much. Use some nice sharp scissors. And then I'm going to use a few glue dots to put this on. Oh, sorry, I don't know if you can see I'm fussing with the, I do want it smaller. Let's see if I can get that turned around. So the tails are the same. Not going to happen. That one's too long. All right, there's our summer birthday card. Let me bring all these back in. Thank you for joining me this morning. I'll be back at 1 o'clock, and I have a mystery card. So I've posted what you need to stamp along with me. We're making a card that has a pocket for a gift card in it. So I have information about what you need. I think I put it on Facebook. I don't know if I put it anywhere else. I can't remember. So check my Facebook page and look for what you need to create the card with me at 1 o'clock. Thank you for joining me. Sorry I'm a little long. Oh, I think I'm good. Connie, doesn't it? That background makes all the difference. And I don't think of stamping on pattern paper very often. I'm going to more often. Thank you all for joining me. Happy Stampin', happy World Card Making Day. I hope you're able to join me again at 1 o'clock.